All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the markets, the crypto gaming markets, Metaverse, and more today. And guys, the market is going absolutely crazy. We mentioned yesterday that stuff like Magic and Polygon still had some next legs up in them, and I think that's pretty safe to say we're seeing those next legs up. I mean, these charts on stuff like Magic and like MATIC, weird, they kind of rhyme, right? Matic and Magic, but two of the biggest winners over the last 24 hours. And we're going to talk about the markets. We're going to talk about some altcoins that I think are still primed for some upside that haven't ran as hard as some of these main narratives like Immutable, like Illuvium, like Magic, like Matic. Let's find some undervalued L1s and some gaming and really Metaverse AI tokens that haven't really gotten that pump yet. And I do see the continuation. I think you need to respect the pump. And I think we will continue to see upside between 24 and 27. And I realistically think we do get up to those levels. So let's go ahead and dive right into it and get into some altcoins that I think still have a lot left in the tank. Like the video and subscribe to the channel down below for new shows and videos and alpha here every single day on Crypto Banter. As well, shout out to our sponsors here on In the Game. Bybit, one of the leading exchanges for trading and accumulating your crypto safely in all of crypto. NordVPN, always navigate Web3 and your wallets securely. Use a VPN, never disclose your IP address or your locations. Always use a VPN, NordVPN down below. And SIDUS HEROES, one of the our newest sponsor, first and foremost, and one of the leading AAA games, metaverses, and intergalactic experiences in all of Web3. If you want more information on any of our top tier sponsors, down below in the description, there are links to all three of our show sponsors there. And if you want to sign up for NordVPN or Bybit, you can find those in the description. So let's go ahead and dive into the markets, guys. And obviously, this was, I posted a subliminal last week on Twitter. I said, do you believe in Magic? And then I posted today, because I sure do. And Magic is been one of the big winners here, sitting at 218 right now. Over the last hour, we are seeing some pullbacks in the market because, I mean, can't stay up. We're going to have an uptrend, and we're going to get a little bit of a pullback during these times. We're seeing stuff like Matic and Magic being probably the biggest winners over the last 24 hours, as mentioned. And anyone who caught that Magic pump or has been riding Magic for a while, it's always wise to take profits. It's always wise to secure your downside, right? So if you're up tremendously on some of these tokens, like Illuvium, like Immutable, like Magic, even Matic, I'm a long-term player in Matic, but if my bag continues to grow and continues to grow, take some off the table and pay yourself back. That's what investing's for. And I think that if you take profits, you're going to feel a lot more safe if the market does take a hit, because you already secured some of your profits off the table. So first and foremost, the one message I will portray first: don't be afraid to take profits. Don't be afraid to miss a little bit of extra upside. If your coins double, take your principal out. If your coin's 50%, take that 50% gain out, and then you leave your principal in, and then you just let that still go, right? Take anything that you're gaining off the table. If it's a substantial gain, I really, really urge you to do that, because not a lot of people have been able to realize a bunch of profits. Not a bunch of people have been able to realize profits in a long time. So if your coins are doubling, tripling, be sure to take a little bit off the table. As Topo says, not taking profits until 2024. And I think maybe with Bitcoin, Ethereum, the Matics of the world, those L1s, the main players, yeah, years down the line, you're going to see higher prices, absolutely. But with these altcoins during this rally, it's always a good idea to take a little profit off the table, pay yourself back, and minimize that downside risk. But we see the Magics playing out. We see Matic playing out. And we see my dog barking in the background. And what are some altcoins in the crypto gaming industry? Why the dip, Anfield says. Well, we had some pretty aggressive upward momentum over the last couple of days. Very healthy for a little bit of these alts and Bitcoin to kind of come down a little bit. No worries on the dip, I don't think. I think the uptrend is going to continue. I think the narrative around crypto and these markets is going to continue. And I think that I've been calling for 24 to 27. We're in that range right now. And my next target is 27. Everyone's going to wait for 25, 25, 25. but I am going to be looking at 27,000. And if Bitcoin can maintain these levels, like perfect timing, BK says in the chat, we need to hold. Yeah, so if Bitcoin can maintain these 24,000, the mid 24,000 levels, it's going to keep achieving those next legs up. We're seeing it week by week in these markets. It seems like I come on here, it's 21, it's 22, it's 23. I'm calling for 24 to 27, and now here we are. What are the next opportunities, and what are some alts that are dipping or haven't ran yet? Well, one of my number ones right now in this market that I think is not getting a lot of liquidity and is of the highest quality, GALA. So we're not going to talk about the ones that have ran tremendously today, like the MATICs, like the MATICs, like Illuvium, like Immutable. We're going to leave those off the table today. We're going to talk about projects that haven't really had that massive push forward during this time period. GALA, although a month and a half, 2 months ago, it had a pretty nice run. During this alt run, it really hasn't caught that much liquidity. And I think with the quality of GALA, you're going to see the money trickle in here. And I think over 5 cents very soon and more, as long as this rally continues, to say the least. Anything under 5 cents is fantastic. A, long-term ranges for GALA, but B, I think it's very valuable during this run. I could definitely see some pretty good gains coming out of GALA with as many games coming to the platform, over 150 titles, the film, the music. It's a no-brainer, and I think at the prices for GALA and the lack of attention that's getting in the market, definitely need to have that in your watch list. So Confused says still not in mid caps until liquidity flow. So you're right. So it's going to trickle down, and that's exactly right. The money is going to go from high cap blue chips down to the L1s, down to the mid caps, and then to the low caps, right? The money's not hitting those mid caps quite yet. The money's not hitting those mid caps quite yet, but I think it will. And I think GALA is going to be one of the benefactors. I think Vulcan Forged under $4 is fantastic value. Yeah, GALA led the bull early January. Absolutely. They came out of the gates firing. But now during this time period, they're very quiet. I think they are primed for another leg up. I think Vulcan Forged is just waiting for that liquidity to trickle down into the low and the mid caps with everything that they're building. Any news on Ape gameplay? We need more from the other side Metaverse to push ApeCoin up. I don't think Dookie Dash is enough of a narrative to push ApeCoin upwards, and we're going to need to see more of the other side Metaverse if we're going to see actual movement from ApeCoin and an upward trend for a consistent time period. It's all a good surge with Dookie Dash, but it's not going to sustain long-term growth. So we need to see more from the other side Metaverse. We need to hear more from their new CEO, who's from Activision Blizzard. So yeah, that would be my opinion on ApeCoin. So Vulcan Forge and GALA would be my two leaders in the clubhouse for studios and infrastructures that haven't pumped yet, that have not pumped yet. A lot of opportunity left, in my opinion. An L1 that hasn't pumped yet, that I still see tremendous value in at under $20 is Avalanche. Avalanche has been hanging around this price for a little bit. And if you look at how many games are coming to their platform, how many quality games like Ascenders, like Castle Crush, which has hundreds and thousands of daily active users. It's a mobile app. DeFi Kingdoms is making a comeback right now. Domi Online, made by ex-RuneScape devs as well. They have Shrapnel, they have High Rise, Imperium Empires, Lost Worlds. There's so many different projects flocking to build on Avalanche. Why are they doing that? Because Ava Labs and the subnet technology for these projects to be able to build on their own network is very powerful. A game always has to use Ethereum or BNB or Polygon and use their native token as the gas token or whatever the infrastructure of the ecosystem is, while Avalanche is allowing projects like DeFi Kingdoms, like Shrapnel, to come in and build their own subnets, which is their own blockchain. And that gives so much power to a project, basically running on their own network, back with Avalanche's technology. Already 47 GameFi projects coming to the platform, and this is just what Avalanche has listed. I'm pretty sure there are many more projects than just these 47 GameFi projects coming to Avalanche. I think under $20, and at this market cap, pretty good value for something like Avalanche. And L1, when the L1s haven't really ran yet. We haven't seen any L1 narrative. We've had Aptos run. We've seen a couple of these, Optimism, Aptos, but I really don't see You know, Avalanche hasn't ran. We haven't seen the layer one narrative play out yet. I know Sheldon was calling for that about a week back as well, that would play out at some point. I still think it will. And I think Avalanche is one of those that is definitely primed for a run and has tons of quality in their bag as far as things to come. One that I think is going to have explosive potential. As soon as it breaks upward here, we've been stuck at a cent for about a week now on Verasity. Verasity has been sitting at this 1 cent mark. And once we push through this 1 cent mark, Verasity is one of the most aggressive movers in the market when there is upward momentum. And if you look, don't mind the fully diluted. Those tokens, a lot of them are in there for their ad stack technology, and they will never hit circulation. You can look at that on their blog posts. A lot of their circulating supply is locked up forever, the ones that aren't in circulation. So do not mind the 10x discrepancy in market caps. That is completely, it's listed like that on CoinMarketCap, but if you read into it, it doesn't affect the overall circulating supply. Verasity has so much upside potential. If we continue this run and, over 7 days, it's kind of just been stuck here between 0.009 and about 1.1 cent here. And I think it's really priming for that next leg up. And if you look at for what Verasity is building, Verasity is officially awarded a South Korean patent for their proof of view technology. This is their ad technology, which is going to actually make advertising way more, I would say, effective in certain markets. So Vera already pumped 400%, sure, from its lows, and that's been playing out for quite a while. But during this pump right here and during this narrative, it's sitting still, and it's at that resistance level of 1 cent. And I think once we do break above this, you could still see 20+% gains and more from Verasity still in this market. Sure, it has done that. But if you look at the 7-day, if you look at this current narrative, you look at this current run, it's cooled off and it's waiting for that next leg up. That's why I had the conviction to DCA into MATIC at $1.50 whenever it took that dip, even after it surged, right? It had 3-4x already from its bottoms, the leading GameFi project on Arbitrum, but it took a dip and the narrative didn't change. The MATIC narrative is still there. So when it took that 25% dip, I made the decision to go ahead and get my bags, get my position into MATIC. You just have to have conviction in your top projects, wait for red days, and take advantage of those red days when your conviction is bullish. And when you're seeing the markets play out like this, I don't see Bitcoin and alts slowing down for a little bit. I think the next 45 days are still going to be a very bullish time period. So quality projects like GALA, like 𝗕𝗆𝗄𝗏, like Verasity, like Superfarm, I think they still all have quite a bit of a next leg up. I've seen you ask this a couple times, BK. Network, it's not really on my watch list right now. They had a big team turnover. There was some drama. I would like to see more product come out, and I would also like to see a little more clarification on things. From whenever the FUD was going around and they were publicly posting each other's addresses and homes on their Twitter page. I'm going to have to see a lot more from Network before I get back involved with Network. Product looks good, but I can't say that I'm too bullish on it at the moment in time. I think Theta, being the Twitch of crypto gaming, could catch some liquidity as well. If you see, the Web3 Twitch, this is the Web3 version of the biggest gaming streaming site in the world. And this is Justin Kan's baby. He came from Twitch to Theta. And I think that this is it's a no-brainer in the streaming side of things. It kind of runs hand in hand with Verasity. And over the last 24 hours, when altcoins are just ripping, it's only up 2%. I think you have a good opportunity here on Theta to catch some upsides as well. And let's talk about a low cap game that I think also still has a lot left in this run and a lot left in the tank. That's Gods Unchained. Gods Unchained, one of the most successful, one of the most prolific, and one of the most, let's just say, time-proven projects in the space. Let's just take a look at their statistics over the last 30 days, even over the last 24 hours. The unique active wallets are almost 2,000 unique active wallets with over 1 million in volume on their marketplace and on their game. And over the 30-day time period, they have 11,000 daily active wallets, or active wallets over the 30-day time period. This is adoption. They are the leader on Immutable. This game is going to take a long time to die. I really don't. I think Gods Unchained is going to be here for multiple runs and multiple cycles. And at this market cap of $59 million, I do think Gods, as the leading game right now that's active on Immutable's chain, definitely has tons and tons of potential. So Wilder World, very bullish on Wilder World. If you have watched the recent, if you have watched the recent shows that I've done, I have actually talked about it multiple times about Wilder World. I think it's the best looking metaverse. I think it's the best looking metaverse. No, not Justin Sun, Justin Khan, not Justin Sun, the founder of Twitch. I play Gods Unchained every day. I don't think the game's going to die. I think Gods Unchained's here to stay for the long term. Wilder World, best metaverse in the space, absolutely. Too late to get into Magic. Look, I couldn't suggest that anyone chases candles that looks like this. Let's go to Magic. Let's get Magic pulled up over the hourly charts. I would never, ever recommend to buy something that is on a trajectory like that. Now, if it does pull back quite a bit again, I don't think the narrative has left here. I think clearly we're seeing that Magic is in the lens, in the focus, and it's definitely catching a ton of eyes and liquidity. Wait for a big pullback on Magic. Wait for a big pullback here. This is not something you want to be getting into right now. Don't chase these pumps, please. Wait for pullbacks. If this thing regresses back below $2 again, sure, you might be able to catch an opportunity there if it does dip that far. But whenever it got down to that $1.50 level, that's where I had the conviction that this narrative isn't over and I'm going to play my cards and get involved. And so far, so good. Wilder World will pump. I agree. I wonder why PYR is so slow at the moment compared to the last pump. Yeah, very tough. So PYR is just not catching that liquidity at the moment. They have good volume. They have good, everything's great. The project's great. Team's great. The blockchain's coming along. Their L1, which is going to power tons of games, not just Vulcan Forge games, but multiple games coming to build on their platform. It's interesting, right? Because last few pumps that we've seen, the aggression that PYR shows has been next level. It has moved so hard with the markets. It hasn't this time, and it's kind of interesting to see. We'll see how it plays out if this continues. And yeah, I still think PYR is one of my absolute favorite, and long-term, I think it's going to perform phenomenally given everything that Scaramucci and Jamie Thompson are putting into the project. But yeah, it's tough. It's interesting to see that it's not moving with the market. Wild on the Chinese list. I think it'll catch that Chinese pump, the Asia pump. Wilder World looks amazing. Absolutely. TLM Alien World, good amount of active users, not too bullish on the token. So yeah, let's take a little bit of chat, guys. Some other tokens really quick. If y'all want to mention some tokens in the chat box, I'll go ahead and cover those. Some other ones I am looking at, I'm still super bullish on Ultra. I don't think it's really had its moves. SBC, it's down over the 7 days, right? So it's not really taking that much of a move at all. I think if Super can kind of chill out for a day or two, I think Superverse after a 14% week still has some in the tank as well with Imposters and Gigamart. As mentioned, I love Gods Unchained. And I also would look at Wilder World and Seedify. I think both of these also haven't really moved. And with their narratives and with their industries, I think they do have a lot of potential as well. RFox, good project. Splinterlands, kind of comparable to Gods Unchained. I don't think it's going to die anytime soon. Not interested in investing in the token necessarily, but good product. Theta. Yeah, we talked about Theta earlier in the show. I think Theta is a really good project. It's basically the Twitch of Web3. And I think that if this industry adopts, Theta is a no-brainer. Best Metaverse coin as of date, Wilder World. NFTs from Seedify? Yeah. I would rather invest in the Seedify token because that's the token that people are going to be accumulating and staking whenever the actual IGOs come out. But yeah, SNFT's platform is good too. I prefer the Seedify token though, personally. PYR, very bullish. I want to see more movement with this market though. Very bullish. My conviction maintains. Illuvium's pumped quite a bit. Fantastic product. I wouldn't be chasing the candles. Blur Blur is going to be on a downtrend over the long term. I would not be buying into Blur. No. Look at the airdrop tokens, guys. Looks, SOS. Just go look at these airdrop tokens. They all do this and then this. It's all this, then this. It's going to happen. Blur is going to flop over time. The token is not going to be near this valuation now. This is going to be the height of the coin. Play it out shortly, but get out of your Blur airdrops quickly. I'm going to go ahead and just tell you that. Over the long term, it's going to look just like all these other airdrop crap tokens that just go up and then crash. Aptos has played out quite a bit. I wouldn't be buying into Aptos. Not that it's not a good project, but it's played out as far as it's run, I think. Nakamoto Games, good project. You know, a lot of games building up. I like the infrastructures. I like the studios. Nakamoto Games is doing a lot. SIDUS top project, agree. Shout out to SIDUS, one of our top tier sponsors here on the channel. Really solid looking game, solid product with their mobile battle royale already active as well. A lot of conviction in SIDUS, and their Senate token is really, really performing well. UFO, meme coin of crypto gaming, which means it has a lot of upside potential. And the fully diluted is the same. Very bullish. It's like a $50 million market cap and fully diluted. So there's no tokens to hit circulation. NFT champions, too many delays. Too many delays. They've been pushing back stuff too far. I want to see more from the team consistently. PYR plus GALA equals trophy. I agree. Very good stack of coins there. Very, very good stack of coins. Pegaxi player-controlled relaunch. I won't be getting back involved. I had my fun with the digital horse racing. I felt like Bob Baffert there for a little bit in the digital world, but yeah, no. TTOO NFT, bullish. Steady Stack, bullish. When will Wilder World game be released? I don't think it's official, but if you look at their Twitter, their game looks phenomenal. The environments, the racing, everything. It just looks so sick. I'm so excited for Wilder World to eventually test that out. Sandbox, not as bullish as lower caps like Wilder World, for example, when it comes to Metaverse, but Sand is still going to run. I think Sand has a lot of potential with the Metaverse narrative long term. And when a company thinks of the Metaverse, they come build in the Sandbox. That's the strength, right? Sand isn't going anywhere because all the big brands, the first place they go to, oh, we want to do a Metaverse experience. Hey, Sebastian at Sandbox, what can we do? That's what they do. So Sand is here to stay, but not my favorite Metaverse. Yeah, Dan, Immutable's just pushing such quality games. Such quality games. Any good future NFT projects? Steady Stack Legends. So guys, if you missed the first Steady Stack Mint, the Investor Illuminati, we had RPH and Zan on the show twice now to talk about Steady Stack and with Ryan Pineda. That was a phenomenal show. So much value. So I would recommend the one drop that you need to have your eyes out on is the Steady Stack Legends, because the Steady Stack Titans 50x'd in a bear market from 0.08 up to 4 Ethereum. And they're still 4 ETH plus, I believe, today. The Steady Stack Legends are the Gen 2, but 100% recommend to check that out. And that was in response to the any good future NFT projects. All right, guys. Monkey Ball. The game just doesn't look great to me. You know, all honesty, the game just doesn't look fun. It doesn't look great. I'm not too interested in the token. It could have some potential. It could pump, but I would like to put quality. Quality always weighs in my stack whenever I'm vetting these projects and these tokens, and I can't say that I'm very bullish on the game itself. Mobland, love the product, love the team, and from my understanding, the game's pretty much done, and they're just waiting to roll it out. Phantasma, money's not trickling into those low caps just yet. I still like Phantasma. Games are building on their platform. Rumble Kings or Rumble Kongs? So the basketball, if you're talking about the basketball ecosystem, really, really cool product. I love those guys. And I'm a basketball fan, so I love their game. Star Atlas, once again, good product. I wouldn't invest in the token. There's some things, guys, I'm going to love their product, but not their token. Some of these things happen, and that's just going to, you have to understand tokenomics. You have to understand the cycles, the unlocks, just the way some of these tokens are built. And I can't say, I like the game for Star Atlas. Don't like the token. SHIB games. I can't tell you that I know of any games on SHIB. Victoria VR Metaverse, good backing, good technology. I want to see more actual footage, more product actively out there. They've put out renderings and they've put out some stuff regarding the product and some videos, but I would like to see like what feels like a user using it and what feels like an actual experience, not just like a theatrically rendered gameplay type of experience or whatever the case is. 𝗕𝘁𝗃 has games. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop. I feel like we took about 8 to 10 minutes of altcoin questions there, and I feel like we covered quite a bit regarding the markets. But just to recap, guys, I'm looking at GALA, Vulcan Forged, Avalanche, Verasity, Theta, and Gods Unchained to take their next legs up very, very soon. I think with the lack of activity over the last 24 hours, as well as the narrative that's playing out, those are some tokens that could catch some liquidity and catch some of this next leg up. If you're involved in stuff like Magic, like Illuvium, like Immutable, like MATIC, please, I would advise you, if your tokens are flipping and pumping like crazy, take some profits off the table. It's always nice, and it's for your psyche. An investor psyche, you're going to not feel as, I need to check CoinMarketCap. I need to check CoinMarketCap every 5 seconds. If you just take some freaking profits, if your coins pump double, take the principal off the table. And I promise you, you're going to sleep way better at night and you're making money in these markets. So guys, I'll be back tomorrow to close out the week with another big edition of In the Game. And we'll see where this market goes. Slick, good call. 𝗎𝗎. That's my top low cap token. That is my top low cap token out of all of my watch list. So guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe, and leave your comments down below on your favorite tokens in the crypto gaming, metaverse, and AI niche. I might respond to some comments over the next couple of hours. And as always, play well, my friends.